हेलो गाइस एंड वेलकम टू फुटबॉल अरीना। एंड आज हमारे साथ आए नितिका फ्रॉम इंडिको। सब तो जानते ही होंगे एंड आई एम लिटरली वेरी ग्लैड दैट शी accepted my invite. So starting with anything means we'll talk about Premier League race and all. The latest news which came out, Fabrizio Romano just tweeted Kylian Mbappe will stay at Paris Saint-Germain. इस पर आपका क्या व्यू है?
मैंने अभी अभी इस पे एक रील बनाया था एक्चुअली बिफोर दिस न्यूज केम आउट। तो उसके 6 मिनट पहले मैंने वो रील डाला दैट व्हाट रियल मैड्रिड माइट बी थिंकिंग अबाउट दिस थिंग एंड उसी के 5 मिनट बाद न्यूज आ गया दैट ही इज गोइंग टू स्टे, सो आई हैड टू चेंज अ बिट लाइक द थिंग दैट आई हैड रिटन। या इट्स क्वाइट, it's like पता नहीं, लग रहा था that this is what is going to happen because he's still young and he might want to win it with PSG. He might be ambitious for that, and also ये भी हो सकता है कि उसको it's not easy where you have spent so long and तुम ऐसे ही छोड़ के आ जाओ। And yes, it would have been a very solid पर्सपेक्टिव अगर हम बोलें कि वो अगर रियल मैड्रिड आता जिस तरीके से जब वो पीएसजी वर्सेस रियल मैड्रिड में वहां खेलने गया था एंड वेलकम किया गया था रियल मैड्रिड फैंस ने, बिकॉज एवरीबॉडी थॉट दैट दिस इज व्हाट इज गोइंग टू हैपन कि वो रियल मैड्रिड ही जाएगा एंड इट सीम्ड लाइक अ गुड चॉइस। बट आई डोंट नो, कहीं ना कहीं ऐसा भी लग रहा है दैट ही इज स्टक लाइक हैरी केन। अभी हैरी केन का तो चलो काफी उम्र हो गया एट टॉटनहम, तो वी अंडरस्टैंड वॉट एवर इट इज एंड देयर इज अ लव फॉर द क्लब एज वेल, but still, let's see what happens with PSG this season. He's really ambitious to maybe win it UCL with them because लीग जीतना तो कोई ज्यादा बड़ा बात नहीं है उनके लिए वहां, बट शायद because of that ambition to give back something to the fans, he's staying there. Yeah.
The same thing happened with me also. I uploaded a short few days ago. David Ornstein ने जब report किया था he might go to Real Madrid. I
Yeah.
uploaded my short, but I have to delete it now. I feel. What's my thing is, don't you feel it's spoiling the football because PSG literally gave him the right about sporting project that he will have a
I
say
know.
in that and all, and might have been he have been spoiled as well. Your one point is very good because winning a UCL with PSG is a bigger achievement than winning a UCL in Real Madrid. That's a very good thing because he might be ambitious, but don't you
Hmm.
feel he has been spoiled because in Bernabeu they have taken his name. एक तो स्पॉइल का हो गया, क्या लगता है वापस पापा पेरेस लेगा एम्बापे को? आई डोंट फील हिज ईगो माइट हैव बीन हर्ट नाउ.
I think it will depend a lot on what position Real Madrid is in. I think that depends a lot. Maybe, he has a brilliant season ahead. You never know because football is very recency biased. So I feel it depends a lot on that because you can't keep your bridges. You can't burn your bridges against anybody in this because you never know कब किसके साथ किसकी क्या जरूरत किस गेम में पड़ जाए. So yeah, the like you mentioned before कि जिस तरीके से बोला कि उसको कॉन्ट्रैक्ट साइन करने में ये सब उसको कितना सारा डील दिया है इसमें, विच इज डेफिनेटली स्पॉइलिंग द गेम बिकॉज when it comes to this, he's a very young player and तुम किसको अथॉरिटी किस बेसिस पे दे रहे हो, it's not like see, I understand that he's a solid player, but doesn't mean that कि तुम किसी को इतना राइट दे दोगे कि भाई तुम ही कंट्रोल कर लो आगे जाके क्लब को, फिर तो यही हो गया ना, जस्ट टू मेक अ प्लेयर स्टे. एंड आई अंडरस्टैंड बिकॉज पीएसजी कैन अफोर्ड टू डू दैट. नाउ सी, एज अ लिवरपूल फैन, मोहम्मद साला का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट रखने में इतना प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है, हमको इतना इशू हो रहा है. इट्स नॉट लाइक वी डोंट स्पेंड मनी, वी डू, बट वी जस्ट कांट स्पेंड मनी anywhere and anything like that. We have to think about it. So when you see things happening like that, but then I think football ने एक चीज हमको प्रूव कर दिया है time and time again that money won't make you win silverware. It's never going to happen, or maybe the best of the trophies out there. So if this is the situation here, we are thinking it's spoiling football. अभी तक तो वो नहीं लग रहा है because वो नहीं होता खुद के पैर पे ही कुल्हाड़ी मारने वाला situation. अभी तो वही लग रहा है. So in future we'll see. अभी Newcastle is going to be a very big example. We'll see if where they are going to be in a few years, and maybe that can start, we can start a debate on that then, that क्या money एकदम spoil कर रहा है football को कि नहीं.
No, you're absolutely right. Because Liverpool, Bayern Munich, for them, sporting project is more important than spending money. Because we see Mohamed Salah is one of the best player at the moment. They're not giving him the contract he wants till now. Because for them, the sporting project comes before. Everything comes
Hmm.
before. The club comes before. But PSG के लिए वो नहीं है. Means
Hmm.
they will do anything to keep the stars in their team to gain more marketing. That's
Hmm.
what it is. I feel.
See, like you
Project
just
implementation
mentioned
was
that
there.
Mohamed Salah is one of the best players in the world, but see, he did not get the player of the season, and that's KDB who got that. And I love KDB, I love the way he plays, but still, थोड़ा recency bias तो उसमें भी
Recent,
हुआ है.
even
But then at the
even
end, Pep Guardiola says that everybody loves Liverpool, so I don't
I'm
understand
going
how
to
this all
I'm
pans
going
out.
to ask you about that question. I'm going to ask you about Pep Guardiola because
Uh,
he's giving statements after statements now.
uh,
And
yeah,
what you told, even Heung-min Son has not been included for the player of the
absolutely.
nominations. That
Oh, he
is
has had a brilliant season, yaar. Son ko dekh ke to na dil se, I think everybody loves him. He's that sort of a player. It doesn't matter you support Tottenham or not, but you love to see what he does. He's such a magical player.
is magical. And Harry Kane was having a bit off season. I won't say he got off because he scored 16 goals. He had a brilliant season, but not not on his standards. Heung-min
Hmm.
Son took the command and scored the goal. He has the most penalty goals. He
Hmm.
might go ahead of Salah. I won't say he might. Let's see, but he should be in the nomination because he's almost carrying Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah, I'll just suggest that you take since we have spoken about Mbappe, you can take that down
Yeah.
because it'll
Go.
help the viewers to understand what we are talking about.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So, since you're mentioning, see, Son ka clearly ऐसा है non-penalty goals that he has scored, and I agree with that. He has had a phenomenal season, and when thinking of partnership of Harry Kane and Son, it seems like the match made in heaven. Like हम Benzema and Vinicius Junior का देखते हैं. That's how that is. I think it's really brilliant, and definitely when it comes to Premier League and maybe football in all, हम recency bias बहुत हो जाते हैं. Like we see what is happening right now. अभी पिछले 2 मैचेस में क्या हुआ है, and हम उसके हिसाब से जज करते हैं. KDB has had a brilliant season, but not the whole season. I think काफी टाइम के लिए वो injured था. अभी कुछ टाइम में he has come back and played a very very good game. That's what we expect from KDB. But giving somebody player of the season based on that, it's not fair. I just don't think that that's fair.
Yes, even last year KDB was quite a lot injured. मतलब
Hmm.
इस सीजन से ज्यादा लास्ट ईयर इंजर्ड था. Still he got the Premier League
Yeah.
player of the season. He is a fantastic player. मतलब उसके
Hmm.
ऐसा कोई नहीं है. But थोड़ा होता है recency. Salah might have gone. Even Son को भी दे देता I would have been happy. Harry Kane
Yeah.
deserved the previous season.
See, Phil Foden won the Young Player of the Season, and I mean there were really many players to be considered, and I just think that that's not fair for many. And हाँ ठीक है तुम मेरे को बोल सकते हो कि she was gonna support Liverpool only because I'm a Liverpool supporter because I'll see the players that have done exceptionally well, and I think Trent has been doing that time and time again. He has been delivering and performing the way he has to, and people talk about his defending. Yeah, I understand that you think that he's not one of the best defenders out there, the traditional defenders that they want, but this is how Liverpool plays. That is our system, so he has to work according to that. So it's like you need to see other things as well in the game because या तो फिर तुम किसी को भी जज ना करो ना, फिर तो तुमको अगर फिल फोर्डन ऐसा लग रहा है कि ही इज वन ऑफ द बेस्ट आउट देयर इन द सिस्टम दैट ही प्लेस, तो जज अकॉर्डिंगली, या तो फिर मत दो ये वाले अवार्ड. सो इफ यू आर कंसिडरिंग दैट देन कंसिडर होलसमली. सो आई जस्ट फील दैट दैट वाज नॉट फेयर. ऐसे तो जैरेड बाउन हैड वन ऑफ द ब्रिलियंट सीजंस, तो उसको नहीं
Yes.
मिल रहा बिकॉज क्या उसके पास टीम नहीं था उसको और गोल्स वहां तक पहुंचाने के लिए या वट एवर इट इज. सो आई थिंक देयर आर लॉट मेनी फैक्टर्स दैट नीड्स टू बी कंसिडर्ड इन सिचुएशंस लाइक दीज.
Trent defensively खराब नहीं है because his position is inverted fullback. He comes to midfield. He's a
Hmm.
midfielder sort of. He comes to DM. He
Hmm.
play makes so
He's a central
he's not
midfielder
very
now.
much forward player.
Yeah.
Still he tracks back, he tries. होता है मतलब ठीक है, but he's a fantastic playmaker. He's the core of Liverpool playmaking. More than
Hmm.
Salah, I feel Trent is the core of that part. Even Thiago.
Absolutely, because when it comes to that, जब वो रन लेता है ना पीछे टू डिफेंड दैट, आई अंडरस्टैंड लोगों को वो डेफिनेटली दिखता होगा कि यार इसकी वजह से ये 2-3 मतलब इस तरीके से बॉल आगे प्रोग्रेस हो गया है ऑपोजिशन का. बट समटाइम्स यू हैव टू लुक एट द गेम जिस तरीके से वो ट्रैक बैक करके डिफेंड करता है. एंड
Yes, yes.
समटाइम्स when his role is not to move ahead a lot, in some games when we know that the opposition is going to attack a lot, especially from the right side, हमारे राइट साइड से. सो ट्रेंड का पोजीशन थोड़ा पीछे होगा उस टाइम पे. he'll not be as center forward as we see him to be. तो at that point of time you have to judge him, man. He's so good defensively, मतलब उस situation में. So it's not like he doesn't deserve the. I think that the statement is it's quite weird from Pep because you see before the game, before जब खुद के मैचेस थे, दे वर आल्सो मुशी मुशी, ऐसा लग रहा था कि ये क्या चल रहा है। मस्त ट्रेंड से वो बात कर रहे हैं पेप, है ना, और उधर से वैन डाइक एंड केडीबी आर हैविंग देयर ओन मोमेंट। मतलब इट जस्ट डिडंट फील लाइक अ राइवलरी, इट फेल्ट लाइक रिस्पेक्टिंग ईच अदर टू मच, है ना। एंड देन सडनली यू सी दी स्टेटमेंट्स कमिंग आउट, and that too when it's not even their match anymore. So it's like Pep is just thinking about Liverpool all the time because he has like क्यों ही बोलना, but हर statement में बोलना है। So that's what happens, I think that he wants to be loved by all, and the thing is that what he has achieved with Man City na, it's not easy. देखो, we have seen that हाँ, अगर तुम्हारे पास बहुत पैसा है तो तुम क्या हमेशा ही टॉप पे रहोगे, नहीं रहोगे। what he has done is
Example
brilliant
PSG.
because it's exactly, even though that they are winning the league as well, but still I think that it's not really easy to do that, especially in Premier League. It's very competitive, ठीक है। तो what Pep has done is seriously brilliant। कितने टाइम से हमेशा टॉप पे रहना and winning the leagues like that, it's too good। but then after all, somebody or the other is going to wish for somebody else to win the league as well now, so that's why अगर थोड़ा support रहेगा, which I don't see a lot, by the way, that he said that everybody wants Liverpool to win, I don't see that at all। but if he says that, I think it's because the way Klopp has built this team from the core. Every player has a role. The transfers that we make has a significance. It's not like we're just buying a Grealish and 100 million spending on it. We don't even need him. They could have like gone away without it. Like करते ही ना, खरीदते ही ना, they could have done it without that also. But they will buy a 100 million player just to make him sit on the bench, and that too, ये भी है ना कि Aston Villa will get 13 or 14 million कुछ मिलेगा if he wins the league।
15 million.
15 million मिलेगा if he wins the league। तो सोचो ना, it's such a huge deal that they have done। Why? Because they have money now, and then at the end, then he wants to feel loved also for the things that they do। So it can't work both ways now, so you have to choose one thing। So it's
You're quite angry on Pep, and it should be. Liverpool fans should be angry because the statements he's giving continuously. But the main
yeah,
thing is what I feel Liverpool bias. मतलब technically if we go, Liverpool के fans तो ज्यादा हो गई। रिपोर्टर्स द लिवरपूल इतने साल से डोमिनेटेड है, लिवरपूल रिपोर्टर्स इंग्लिश फैन ज्यादा हो गए लिवरपूल को सपोर्ट करने के लिए। तो जानबूझ के जर्नलिस्ट माइट हैव फॉर क्लिक बेट्स फॉर पैसा एंड एवरीथिंग, लाइक एम्बापे के गलत न्यूज़ बार-बार आ रहे थे, यहाँ वहाँ।
yeah,
सेम थिंग हैपेंस, सेम थिंग हैपेंस,
hmm,
एवरीवन वांट्स टू मेक मनी, एवरीवन, so they will give reports on that club which will give them money. On United you
hmm.
see many reports will come, on Liverpool many reports will come because they have a huge fan base. City doesn't have a huge fan base, they are creating it. And
But
I
don't you
also feel
think that's changing? Don't you think that to be honest, in my life I have met many more City fans than I have met Liverpool?
City fans are there all around the world because they are
Hmm.
going everywhere and doing that advertisement now. Cities fans are all around the world, but in England, if you see, I think there are more United and Liverpool fans in
Yeah,
England,
yeah,
in England,
that can
all
happen.
around the
Yeah.
world. And even I feel Pep is doing mind games for Liverpool.
All the time, even then Bernardo Silva, then Rodri coming on, the pressure is off us, it's not like that we have to do anything. So I don't Bernardo Silva's statements, and also he always passes one or the other, and that just too much. So yeah, that also happens. But then you know what, this is part of football. If we don't see these type of
That,
bantering or something, it'll not make
yes,
it fun यार। तो हमेशा वो
yes,
लवी डबी रहेगा, तो it's not even good। तो
yes.
I feel ठीक है, इतना तो बनता है वो mind games। Even Tuchel tried to do that before the FA Cup, that yes, I understand why
But
Pep
this still
said what
has
he
that
said।
respect. This still has the respect. Tuchel and
Hmm.
Klopp handshake, that was very good. They
Yeah,
still have
yeah.
the mystique. It's just a banter thing. It's just a mind games thing.
Arey,
That's all.
exactly, that's what I'm saying. These are mind games, and you are gonna expect that to happen because it's football, and you have to like, अगर bantering नहीं है ना, I think football नहीं है। So if we see something like that happening from managers, from players, I think that's fun।
Are you nervous?
One sec.
It's okay. It's absolutely fine. So, are you nervous going into the final saga of Premier League? Are you nervous?
A lot, and maybe I'm excited as well. But you know what? We experienced the same thing 2 years back, and I remember watching that match. जब एक point से
When
we
were you more
lost the,
nervous?
I
2018,
think
19 or no?
See, that time I was more nervous because we hadn't won the league.
Yeah.
So that was the time when it felt like, yeah, we might just do it. Imagine us waiting for so long for that title. And then it just didn't happen for that one point. That was so heartbreaking. And now going into this, it's like, You know what? I was scared before FA Cup final because I felt like we need to have two trophies, and I knew how difficult it's going to be to win Premier and Champions League. It's going to be difficult. It's possible to do it obviously, but it's going to be difficult. But FA Cup was something that I really wanted to win because Klopp के पास एक पूरा set हो जाता of trophies, and then also ऐसा था कि थोड़ा confidence रहता for the rest of the two games that we have to go and play कि we have done two. That's what we wanted to do right now. ठीक है, अभी
But
अगला
we're in
गेम
the
है
race of
कल का.
four.
Sorry.
But we're in the race of four now.
Exactly, we have done two. It's quite good. I feel that they have done a brilliant job, guys, and I feel अगर हमको प्रीमियर लीग या चैंपियंस लीग में कुछ भी मिलता है दैट विल बी क्वाइट गुड. एंड थिंकिंग अबाउट प्रीमियर लीग, आई थिंक इट्स गोइंग टू बी वेरी डिफिकल्ट बिकॉज वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट मैनचेस्टर सिटी हु get scared in Champions League matches, but Premier League is their forte. That is something that they know how to win. They know how to grind results in that, and they have been doing that time and time again. And yes, the narrative is very beautiful. It's a proper Bollywood masala narrative that
Romanticism.
Steven Gerrard is gonna get something out of that. Maybe he wins us the league this time, like that. But it's too much to ask for. It's not like Aston Villa has had an incredible result against top tier teams. It's not that way. So that is why, yes, anything can happen in football, but you have to understand against which team are you expecting that. That's huge. Plus, we have to win against Wolves. So people are forgetting that also. कि हमको Wolves के
It's a
against भी
tougher
जीतना
fixture
है.
for Liverpool. It's a
Sorry.
tougher
Yeah,
fixture
it's
for
a tougher fixture.
fixture for
Absolutely.
Liverpool.
I
Okay.
agree. And the thing is that if you remember, then 2018 वाले season में ना तो last match चल रहा है and we are watching the match, and then हम दूसरा match भी देख रहे हैं, but we are not sitting in the stadium. But वहां के जो fans हैं, they are like watching the match also. और पहले उन्होंने I think City ने concede कर लिया and everybody is like so happy there. मतलब वो अलग सा cheer दिखता है fans में, and players are playing. They are also getting a hint or something from the fans, कि क्या हो रहा है. So that is why I feel कि कहीं ना कहीं ये भी बहुत nervous कर देने वाली चीज होती है, because fans out there even they are scared, just to see we are doing it or not. I think that it's very difficult. It's very, very difficult to get that one. We just have to focus on our match, get the win, get those 3 points. That's it. I don't think that we should look at how Aston Villa is going to play tomorrow, how Man City is going to play tomorrow, because that's too much pressure then. So let's just go game by game, just like we have been doing that this season. That's more important than anything right now.
You also uploaded one reel, me after dropping Man City. Don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. Because
Oh my.
it's coming. Man City has dropped the points and everything is set. And it's not also romanticism for Liverpool. It's also can be opposite for Man City. And Aguero moment can come.
Yeah.
An ironical thing
Yeah.
can come for Man City as well.
Hmm. Absolutely.
Everything.
And the thing is that they have everything to do that. It's not like, कि देखना पड़ेगा कैसे करेंगे. Everything they have to do that, यार. तो वही है at the end. अगर फिर से भी देखो वेस्ट हैम से भी could have expected because they put up a show there कि हाँ वो तीनों पॉइंट्स ले सकते थे वहां पे, एंड मे बी सिटी शायद वो पॉइंट्स ड्रॉप ना करता. मारेज मिस द पेनल्टी. मतलब यू अंडरस्टैंड हाउ दिस इज लाइक क्रिंजिंग डाउन टू दैट end result. It's really pressurizing. I don't know how do players do that, yaar.
And one thing is for sure, Liverpool since January, ऐसे खेल रही है like it's a final for them. Every
Yeah.
game is a final, and they're in red hot form, better than City.
Hmm.
But City, as you told, Premier League, they know how to grind results. West Ham, against they
Hmm.
were poor. West Ham deserved
Hmm.
to at least get a point or a win, but they know
Yeah.
how to grind the result, and they
Hmm.
did it. And they are in the hot run. But वही है, as a fan, you always expect to win. You always want that trophy.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Which is more important, Premier League or Champions League? If
I've answered
hypothetically
this.
given a choice,
I've
and
answered this
everything is
question
possible.
so many times. It's like I'll tell you something. Yes, UCL is something that हमारा already बहुत बड़ा हाथ है English teams में वहाँ. We are at the top वहाँ पे, and I would love to maintain that dominance. I love that trophy, but I don't know why. Somewhere down the line, I feel that till the time we have Klopp, we have the team, we can still go ahead and be in some other final as well. I might be saying too much here, but I don't know. I have that confidence when it comes to Champions League. But when you're talking about Premier League, going throughout the season, playing those 38 matches and being at the
Injuries
top
and
of
all.
the table or near that, it's very difficult. And it's like Liverpool needs to learn to do that again and again, because you see it's not going to be easy now. Newcastle is going to be there in the grind as well. Man United is getting Eric Ten Hag, even though we get to see कि क्या निकलेगा आगे result, but still it's like it's going to get difficult from here. Antonio Conte is doing brilliant with Tottenham, and I'm sure that they will expect something better in the next season. And then see Chelsea, they have Tuchel, and that's a very strong partnership. I feel very very solid. It's like it fits perfectly. And then Arsenal is trying to get something too. So see, it's getting difficult. It's getting really difficult. That's why I feel that wherever we are right now, that position, that being at the second position and trying to be at the top of the thing where we might just win it. That's why I feel that I will value Premier League more just for that, because it's so difficult to perform at that level throughout the year, because I feel Liverpool can do still better in cup competitions. Now don't quote me on FA Cup and League Cup here, because we haven't really won it for very long. But just that we won it after
We
so
didn't
long,
have
the
that
Premier League.
team at that moment
Yeah, exactly.
to
So
rotate the
that's
squad
why I
and
feel
all.
that definitely the depth helps a lot. So आगे जाके depth तो सबके पास होने ही वाला है. तो it's not like Liverpool will have something special, but that's why I feel this is the time that I'm really tilted towards Premier League. And जब Premier League अगर जीत गए तो I'll be tilted towards Champions League. So you know.
वो तो सब जीतना है, किसी के लिए रखना ही नहीं
See,
कुछ.
we are greedy as fuck this time, yeah. I'm sorry for the language, but we are really, because it's not like every time you can be in this position where you're competing in every competition. It doesn't happen always. If it's happening this time for us, I know how important it is to be there and how pressurizing it is. So whatever it is, I think, see, नहीं है possible यार हर साल ये सब करना कि तुम चारों competitions में आ गए. This is Premier League you're talking about. It's very difficult. So
Yes, it's very difficult. Even Newcastle is coming. I want to ask you, can Arsenal go top 4? Yeah, खत्म हो गया. Spurs will go.
it seems like Antonio Conte is going to do that, because
Just a draw is needed.
see, sorry.
Just a draw is needed, and they are facing Norwich. Spurs.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. But then again, it's Premier League you're talking about. Then you ask Antonio Conte to grind a result against City, against Liverpool, they will do that. They will turn up and they'll get a result. But sometimes they tend to lose matches which they should be winning. I think that's why Antonio Conte said in an interview in January or February that, you know what, I might be at a loss here. I don't know how to make them win. That happened a lot. He felt really down supporting this Tottenham team or managing this Tottenham team. But then suddenly the signing of Kulusevski has turned the season around for them. It brought that energy, it brought that freshness in the team, it brought that intensity in the team to go ahead. It brought another player who's going to score goals, who's going to assist goals for you, who's going to like really create good chances for you. I think that worked very very well for them, and I think that didn't happen with Arsenal. They should have signed somebody in a
They
January
played a
transfer
gamble.
window. Yeah, exactly. It's like ठीक है, कहीं ना कहीं they thought that हम अपने players पे काफी dependency रखते हैं and we might do it. And AFCON में भी उनके काफी players गए थे. Thomas Partey has had a really
He
good
was the
season.
main thing. Who got injured
Exactly.
and Arsenal went down. It was over for Arsenal.
Exactly. That's what, and that's why they should have signed somebody in the January transfer window for situations such as these. That's why I think you will see that वो 3 matches जो लगातार वो हारे हैं, they should have won that. But वही चीज होता है at the end. I think Arteta has still done a brilliant job with Arsenal, considering कहाँ से उनके season चल रहे थे. Yes, they want to play in Champions League, but it's never going to be easy, and they have learned a lesson. The team is very young. Arsenal's team, they are very inexperienced players, but then understand these sort of players have played so much with each other. If in a season or two they play again and they gather that experience, that team is going to be lethal. So they are already very very good players, so just they need a little bit more experience, more stability. They need that winning mentality, and they're going to get through. But still I feel it's going to be Antonio Conte taking Tottenham to the Champions League.
I too feel the same thing. Antonio Conte will take it, but Arsenal, as you said, had a brilliant thing. Arteta had done a great thing because we never expected they will be in the top four race. We were bantering was coming. They will get relegation, but they
Yeah.
came. They did everything. Even Thomas Partey losing Thomas Partey was a very bad thing for them. And talking about signings,
Hmm.
I want to ask you: they missed Bruno Gamares. That was a huge miss for them. And
Hmm.
how about Luis Diaz? He has been an amazing signing for Liverpool.
Hmm. See, the whole saga of Tottenham going for Luis Diaz, I think Tottenham का बहुत बड़ा हाथ है for us where we are right now. Competing for all the trophies right now.
Yes,
Tottenham का बहुत बड़ा हाथ है, because they were pushing a lot for Luis Diaz in January transfer window,
they
and
branded.
Liverpool didn't have to buy anybody in winter transfer window, because they were actually going for Luis Diaz for summer. But since Tottenham was pushing so much, for the player, and I think that helped us to secure the guy in January. And you can see how incredible he has been for us, how important he has been for us. And I think he uplifted the spirits of everyone in the team. There are some sort of players, and I feel that a lot. People might not agree with me here, but I feel in the vibe a lot. Vibe of the players, vibe in the dressing room, vibe in the training session. I think it helps so much to gather that familiarity, to gather that
Yes.
familyness, togetherness in the players where they know what they're competing for. They're on the same page. And he brings that vibe. Instead, he ups that vibe a little for me. So he's such a positive and fun and humble player. And being there in the team like that, he doesn't know the language, yeah. Still, kitna zyada he has been with
सिस्टम
everybody
में कितनी
around.
जल्दी फिट हो गया वो, सिस्टम में कितनी जल्दी
Yeah,
फिट हो गया. And you were talking about uplifting.
absolutely.
If you remember against Villarreal, second leg, first half you were out, absolutely
Oh
rotted.
God.
I haven't seen Liverpool like this. Never.
Yeah.
From since January, I've never seen. But Luis Diaz
Hmm.
came and everything changed. Liverpool again
Settled the
came to
game.
track, settled the game. But ठीक है, जिस तरीके से फिट हुआ है ना, it is fantastic. Luis Diaz has been
Hmm.
fantastic for them. Even I want to ask about Mane's season. Everyone is talking about Salah's season, but I feel Mane had a very underrated season. He should
Hmm.
also be nominated. Even
Hmm.
we can talk about him for Ballon d'Or. Why there is
Hmm.
no Mane? He had for
Yeah.
AFCON. He was there for World Cup qualifications as well, and he had a
Hmm.
brilliant second half of the season. He had brilliant Sadio
Hmm.
Mane. What are your
See,
views about?
again, I'll say one thing here. I absolutely agree with you. And अगर हम ऐसे ही recency bias के हिसाब से player of the season judge कर रहे थे, फिर तो तुम सादियो माने को भी दे सकते थे. Why he
Hmm.
wasn't there in that mix?
Yes,
He deserved that more than KDB. Then I'll say that because what he has been competing, how he has been competing. I think it's brilliant, and he has been playing game in, game out since so long. AFCON में जाके जिस तरीके से उसने result grind किया, and he has won that, and then qualification दिलाया वर्ल्ड कप के लिए. And it's not even like he did not score goals for us. And that newly found position, that center forward false nine
center forward.
position, my exactly, just look at that, how well he has started doing. And you know what, it's like after having Luis Diaz, his position was the most at risk कि क्या माने को हम कभी देख पाएंगे वहां पे खेलते हुए. Imagine, because Luis Diaz started doing well. He just set in the system so well, which we didn't expect that he would, but he did. He did. And then it felt like it's going to be Diaz, Jota, and Salah. But then how he just made his position there, that what, I'm worth it. I am the player that is going to get results for you. I am the one who's going to get deep in that center forward position and learn that position, how to play there. So he has become a very versatile forward. He can play as a right winger. He can play as a left winger. He can
Yes.
play as a center forward. He can go deep and get you and create some chances for you and be there as well. He will defend as well, because you'll see whenever we are in a position where it's a set piece that we have to defend, or maybe a free kick, Mane is there defending so well. So Mane is an all-rounder player, and him not being talked about much, even though I feel that now people have started noticing what he has. Yes, he has had a little downs in his performances lately, but by lately I mean the last season something. So it felt like कि माने का season गया. And we actually, as fans also ना, हम काफी recency पे जाते हैं players के. We forget the player, what he has it in him. So I'll tell you, Sadio Mane is my favorite player in the squad, is my favorite player. So I remember him not performing, and I used to be like, Mane, please, just perform, man. I have seen you doing that. I remember there was this he tackled a player and got the ball in that midfield, or maybe in our final third. He stole that ball from there. He made a run. He got tackled 2-3 times in that run. He was dribbling through them, and
Against
banda gira
Chelsea?
nahi. I think it was against Chelsea. Was it that? I don't know.
Yes,
It
yes.
happened
FA Cup,
4 years
FA Cup
back.
final.
It happened.
Okay,
No,
okay,
not
okay.
this time. Yeah, I'm talking about 3 to 4 years back. I don't remember he was playing against which team, but I remember him stealing the ball and just moving ahead like that and dribbling through every defender out there. Or इतना गंदा tackle हुआ था, he could have easily like fallen, or just people like keep making that memes of
Dive.
diving and all. He could have done that, but he just went ahead, and he had that physicality. He looked so strong, and वहां जाके chance create किया and passed it to Salah, and Salah scored. मतलब that's what we expect from सादियो माने. एंड वही वो लेवल पे उसको खेलता देखा है ना, सडनली जब देखा दैट कुछ नहीं हो पा रहा है, एंड वो भी कुछ नहीं हो पाता था सिर्फ क्लिनिकलिटी में. इट्स नॉट लाइक ही डिडंट हैव एन इंपॉर्टेंस इन द गेम इवन देन.
without him, the off the ball movement he gives, the defensive work he does is very much important for Liverpool
Hmm.
because they play a very high defensive line. They need players to track back fast, and Mane does it very good.
Exactly.
So
Hmm.
even
I
अगर वो
agree.
नहीं होता, you might have conceded many goals.
Yeah.
Sadio Mane was very good off the ball. तो but वही है कि
Absolutely,
लोग
I agree.
we always judge in stats. We want scores. मतलब वही flair and all scores, assist. But
Hmm.
we never see the off the ball movement of Mane. Sadio Mane
Exa-
has
And
been
and
amazing.
and उसी फ्लेयर की वजह से we forget about Fabinho, we forget about Matip. क्योंकि वो है ही
Even
नहीं है वो
Rodri,
शो.
even Rodri of City.
रॉड्री, अरे रॉड्री कैन सेल, आई मीन दीज आर द प्लेयर्स ना जिनको देख के मजा आ जाता है, द वे दे प्ले यार, इट्स लाइक प्योर फुटबॉलर्स, उनको गेम से मतलब है और कुछ नहीं, दैट्स व्हाई यू रूट फॉर प्लेयर्स लाइक रॉड्री, कैंसेलो, केडीबी, इट
Rodri,
फील्स सो गुड.
Rodri also doesn't have an Insta ID.
आई डिडंट
He
नो दैट.
doesn't has an Insta ID, Rodri. I will ask you one question. If you have to swap one player from recent squad of Liverpool with Man City, who will be? Swap, same position, same type of.
Oh, it's a very difficult question because Ellison Becker is so much better, even though Edison is a solid goalkeeper, but I'll always go
You're very
for Ellison Becker.
overconfident adversaries.
Oh man, that goal that he could we could have gotten against that City wala match when he had the ball और एकदम बस line के through जाने ही वाला था, and then
Very
he
much
saved that. Arey shit.
overconfident on his
Oh
skills.
man, yeah. So Ellison, I think the system, Liverpool system works the way it does because we have such sort of players. That's why when you ask me to swap one player, it gets so difficult. कि कौन सा ऐसा player होगा which will fit into that system, who will have to track back and defend as well and play that pressing thing, and you know high line में कौन ऐसा suitable रहेगा, even though they have brilliant players, but who can I swap? I can't take away Robertson, yaar. If I'm thinking about Cancelo in that left back position, I can't take away.
Robertson, the way he be in the back threes, the system has been changed. He is defensively more now. Robertson, Cancelo
Yeah,
goes
yeah.
ahead. That Cancelo can't do what Robertson does.
Exactly, and the thing is, there's always a point in the game where we need to pump in intensity in players, and थोड़ा ऐसा down हो जाते हैं energy wise, and that's when the other team starts controlling us because we play really well when it comes to setting the tempo of the game. And there was this time, when एकदम वो tempo down हो गया, and Robertson made a run, and
Yes, yes.
he ran, and then he passed it to Diaz, and Diaz passed it to
I think so. This
Jota, I think.
United, United it
Yeah, it
was
was just recent. No, not United. I
United.
think United के against, so we were clearly easily winning it. I think we had conceded one. It was 1-1 score line. तो उस तरीके में मतलब Robertson got us that goal, and it was brilliant. And it was brilliant what he did, at that point of time, because that's what was needed. So that's why is it such a difficult question? I can take some midfield. I'll take KDB. I think KDB would be the perfect situation here. Yeah, so I can take KDB in place of. May I give away the captain? Okay, so I might take
Keita.
KDB in place of Keita, or if Keita is playing, then Keita. If Hendo is playing, then I might not do that. So yeah, if KDB and Keita are playing, so I might swap that position because we'll have Thiago, we'll have Fabinho, we'll have KDB. I think that will be a brilliant team.
It will be brilliant. The last question of full podcast, I want to ask you: what about Serie A title? Will it be AC Milan lifting the trophy again after so many years, or Inter Milan will come up? Inter Milan has a bit easy game, I feel. So
I
Sampdoria,
I think it's going to be. It's again so difficult, and it's so much fun, when the league title is deciding on that last match or something.
last
It's
match.
so much fun, but I think that it's going to be Inter Milan. I don't know why I feel that they have the perfect squad for it.
They
They
have the
have
perfect
done
squad.
it. Yeah, they have done it recently, and they have those clutch players, to get them through because we have played them both in the Champions League. So yeah, so
Liverpool had a
that's why.
bad time with Inter Milan. They were
Yeah, that's why I'm
dominating Inter
saying.
Milan.
That's why I'm saying, when it comes to grinding results, Inter Milan has that. And we have faced it. So that was the one game that we lost this season, and that was against Inter Milan at Anfield. And they got the result that was needed. And I think that is why I feel that Inter Milan is a team that can go through, even though the narrative would be really beautiful if AC Milan does it after so many years, like you mentioned, because Inter just won it. But then you understand that Inter lost
Players, Antonio
players.
Conte.
Exactly, Antonio Conte. Then they lost Lukaku, who was the top goal
Hakimi.
scorer, I think.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
top scorer.
So,
Hakimi as
so
well.
it just exactly. Just imagine that they lost such players and the manager itself. So a new manager in, and then again playing at that level, and it's not easy again to win Serie A. So whatever it is, however it is, I think it'll be another very great moment for Inter Milan as well. So that's why I think that Inter Milan is going to do it.
I want AC Milan to do it. Let's see what will happen. That's all for today. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And नितिका का चैनल का लिंक भी है डिस्क्रिप्शन में. आई नो यू ऑल माइट हैव सब्सक्राइब्ड इट एज वेल. थैंक्स फॉर कमिंग नितिका.
थैंक यू सो मच फॉर हैविंग मी. इट वाज रियली फन. मजा आया. पूरा छोटे छोटे टॉपिक्स पे सारा डिफरेंट कवर हो गया, एंड इट वाज सीरियसली नाइस. थैंक यू.